All right. Hello, hello. Thanks to those who have already joined. All right. Feel free to say hi in the chat and rep your school. All right, share that link, share that link. Go ahead and share with someone else. All right, I hope you are now able to text in the chat. All right, great, great, great. Now, awesome. All right, so our chat is now open, and I hope that you will definitely light it up, light it up, light it up. And you'll see my face in a moment. All right, so we have Chin, giving a shout out there. Feel free to big up your school. We have, okay, it's Abby. All right, we also have Devante on. We have Rihanna from Jonathan Grant High. There's Nicola as well from Jonathan Grant. Yes, Nicola, I remember that you are here. We have Mr. Reed on again. All right. I am not sure why you are not seeing my video. Let's try that again. All right. Okay, here we go. All right. So I think I know what happened there. All right. Okay, Rihanna Bonds Feather from Grade. Okay, awesome. All right. Please go ahead and share the link. My apologies for the late start. I think we started about a good 3 to 4 minutes late. All right. You know, I would have been on from 6:50, but a tiny bit of technical difficulties. All right. You can let me know if you are hearing me properly. All right. Okay, that Abby. All right, go ahead and share the link with somebody that you know it will help. All right, so last week we did fractions. Hey, Stacy. Yes, Stacy, I remember you. All right, yes, both Stacy and Pinky, aka Brianna, had hit me up from in the week. Yes, Stacy. All right, so I hope that we will remember to share with our friends. Also, make sure you're not having a snack and everything close by. so that when it's time for the de-stress session, we don't have a problem. All right. Tonight I wear one of I love my t-shirts. You know, I have to wear my t-shirts. And this one says, I don't know if anyone can tell me what this one says. Yes. All right. What exactly is this t-shirt saying? All right. If you know what my t-shirt is saying, let me know in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. All right, Nicola, I see you. I see you. What's my t-shirt saying? Give me a sec. Oh, all right. Mega make us see one more time. All right. Oh, you turned back way probably on your camera. Let me see. Indeed, it has something to do with math. Let me just hold it out so you can see. Come on, man. All right. And remember to share the link. Share the link. Hi, Davante. Good night, Tony Reynolds. That looks like Anthony. All right. So. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Again, ensure we ain't being selfish at all. And we are actually sharing the link. All right. For tonight, we'll start at least 7:15, start with the questions, because for tonight we definitely have to end at 8 as duty calls. All right. So just post in the WhatsApp groups wherever so that we can get going. We don't want anybody to get left behind. All right. No one left behind. Okay. All right. Tonight's topic, we're actually going to be focusing on decimals, not all the aspects. When it comes to decimals, we have to look at addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, go to significant figures, rounding off, standard form. But we won't be doing all of those tonight. We'll just be doing a few CXC questions to take care of the basics. Okay. Hello. I see Elvie joining there in the chat. Welcome. Okay. All right, so I'll take it that you've already shared. Also, please remember to feel free to like. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe. All right. We know the drill. Okay, we will waste no time. All right. As I said, tonight we are focusing on decimals. And just a tiny brain teaser here for you. So if you think you know the answer, go ahead and put that in the chat. If you think you know the answer, go ahead and put that in the chat. All right, so we're just gonna have fun, even for those of you who might think that you have You have done the topic already, that's fine. But we are just going to ensure that we go through some CSEC questions. All right. So this one says, I am a number. If you cut me in half, I am nothing. Put me on my side, I am everything. Which number is that? If you cut me in half, I am nothing. Okay, hush. But the letters on my shirt were backwards. So I understand. It's INS. Well, it looked a little like, yeah, INS. And then there was pi. And then there's RE. Right, so. All right, what do we think is the answer? Minus no, sir. I can't zero. If you cut me in half, I am nothing. But if you turn me on my side, I am everything. That indeed is correct. I'm seeing the answer. And that would be 8, because we know if you cut the number 8 in half, you actually get 0. All right. Well, you actually get 2 zeros. So yeah, I am nothing. But if you turn the 8 on the side, then it's everything, because it would now, sorry about that, it would now look like the infinity sign. All right. And we know that that means everything. All right. Okay, so on a 9, man, on a 9. All right, so there are a few things that you need to know. Give me just a second, guys. Just a second. One moment. All right, so the words on my shirt would actually be inspired. It's INS, then there's the pi sign, and then there's RE. So, yep. Hi, Javier. Yes, LB, you're bright. Of course you're bright. All right, so yeah. All right, guys, everything like no, we're good. All right, so we 8 pound, we infinity side. All right, good job. Now, what do we need to know when it comes to, what are the rules we need to know when it comes to decimals? We're gonna run those very, very quickly. All right, so first let's look at addition. Let's take, for example, 41.42 plus 128.89. All right, so let me just put this here. You just treat it as regular addition, 128.89, ensuring that each digit is in the place, ensuring that each digit is in its place. Let me just pin this video so you don't see my other. Okay, great. All right, and you pretend as if you are going ahead with regular addition. 9 plus 2, 11. So we have now 8 plus 4 plus 1, that's going to be 13. 8 plus 1 plus 1, 10, 7, 1. All right, basic. So as long as you keep the decimal point in line with the other decimal point, every other number will fall in its place, basically, naturally. All right, good. Yes, please. If you get to this point and you hear me saying this, please, I'm going to ask you to just slide your cursor, go to the end if you think you are behind. All right, yeah, go to the end of the video and you will catch what I am saying live and in time. All right, good. And if we look at subtraction, same thing again. Let's take 410.5 minus 76.35. And if we notice, our first number 410.5 does not have a digit in the hundreds place where this 5 is. So if you want to subtract, you're going to be like 5 from what, right? So you can put a 0 there, all right, as a placeholder. And then you go again like as if you are doing regular subtraction and there wasn't a decimal point there. All right, so we go 5. I think Miss Salto taught me something and I'm trying to remember the jingle. All right. Okay. Oh yes, she said when there's more on the floor, 5 more than 0. When there's more on the floor, you go next door. Yes, I won't forget it after this now, Miss Salto. All right. So we are 1 from 5 leaves us with 4. 5 from 10. 5. So I'm not teaching subtraction right now. This is just going through to show how the decimals work, which is pretty normal. 3 from 4 gives us 1 point, and we have 6 from 0. Okay, we go next door. And then we have 10 minus 6 will give us 4. 7 from 40. 33. All right, 334.15. The next one, I won't work it out totally. It will be multiplication, but I'll just say what the rule would be. So if I have, oops. Clear screen. Thank you, Ms. Danisha. Yes, please. All right, so now we have 12.3 and we're multiplying that by 1.2. One of the methods that work with students mostly is if you forget about the decimal points for a moment, and so you do 123 times 12, and that final answer would have been 1476, right? When you do your multiplication, whichever way you choose to do it. And at this point, you know, look back at your question and you count how many digits are there behind the decimal point. So here we have just 1 digit behind the decimal point in this number, but there's also 1 digit behind the decimal point in this number. And so this is actually, okay, great. And so this is actually now 2 decimal places should be represented in our answer. All right, so this would be 14.76. Okay. So again, for multiplication, you can treat it regularly, then put in your decimal, how many decimal places you want. And for division, again, I'm not going to work out the question, but I'm just going to say the rule. We'll apply the rule when we get to the other questions. All right. Are you with me? Are you with me? If you're ready for the CXC questions coming up, go ahead and say you are ready. All right. When we are dividing by decimals, you don't want to make yourself quite uncomfortable dividing. So it's easy to divide by a whole number, and so you're going to turn your denominator into an actual whole number. If you want 0.3 to become 3, one of the things you can do to it is not just rub out the 0 and the point. All right, just in case anybody are giving a smart answer there, but you can go ahead and multiply 0.3 by 10. All right, you will get 3. You can review those rules. Now, if you do that to the denominator, do it to the numerator too. And so you will now have 126.3. Then you go ahead and do your division. The answer would have been 42.1, even though Mr. Melinda worked it. All right. Yes. Me just want to reach. Hi, LJ. All right. I just want us to get to the CXC questions. And I know you want to get there too. All right. And also ensure you know how to round off. I hope we do. All right. This is probably the main thing. one of the main things we're going to focus on tonight. Ensure you also know how to use a calculator. And so with rounding off, we know you have to ask yourself, what place are you asked to round off to? Let's say for this number, we have hundreds place, tens place, and a number also in the ones place. And if we're asked to round off to, let's say, the nearest tens, that would have been the digit 2. We have to look at the number that comes behind it, which would have been 7. And then there's this little gem. Anyways, that says 4 and below, let it go. 5 and above, give it a shove. So if this number is 5 and above, you give it a shove by just adding 1. Sorry about that. If this number is 5 and above, and right now it is 7, you will give a shove to the 2. So that's add 1 to 2, we get 3. And this would have been 1, not 13, but 130, because the digit that we aren't representing, we also need to put a 0 in the place. All right. I didn't want to take it for granted that you already know this, but yeah. All right. And so the same thing happens with decimals. We'll consider the places when we get into the question then. All right. Yes. All right. So Rihanna says she's ready. Anybody else ready? Just say ready. And we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Please be reminded that you can register for, so you can still register for CXC classes. We're right now having a marathon going on. You can always inbox me for details at 876-700. I'm trying to remember. 5836. All right. Yeah. So I also just want to say right now that if you guys go ahead and share the link so other persons can come and work some CXC questions. But if you have a question that you are struggling with, not just CXC students, because I know there are some students here as well who is in a lower grade, and that's fine. You can send your questions to mathwithdgordon@gmail.com and you'll get them worked for you. All right, so here we go. Take out the calculator. Somebody tell me what 1.5 plus 2.85 is, because when we get that answer, then we're going to divide it by what 4.66 minus 3.21 is. So go ahead and let me see you in the chat telling me what the answer to that is. 1.5 plus 2.85. You know, like a calculator, they might work at all. All right, let's go, let's go. All right. Oh, my apologies. I forgot that I have to give you like a nice little 10 seconds to hear me and respond. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So what is 1.5 plus 2.85? All right. That's good. That's good. All right. All right. So when I calculate this set, give me just a second. Come, Stacy, Alj, Rihanna, talk to me. All right, sorry about that, guys. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead. All right, please fetch your calculator. It says using a calculator or otherwise, so you can do one of the above. All right, you don't have to stress yourself, even though I showed you the rules. In a question like this, you don't have to stress yourself and be trying to work it out yourself. All right. So that is correct. 4.35 divided by, what would our denominator be? All right, Sherry, when you get to this point, okay. All right, double check your answer again for 4.66 minus 3.21. I see an answer there in the chat, but not quite. All right, remember to go ahead and share the link. Let me tell Shireen to go to the end of the live so she can be where we are. Go to the end of the live to catch up. All right, great. And autocorrect spelled her name incorrect. All right, good. So I'm seeing the answer. All right, I'm seeing the final answer as well. So 4.35, and then our denominator would be 1.45, which would be equal to 3. All right, we're not going to take too long on a question or to write it off. Hopefully you are either writing fast or can come back to the live. All right. All right, so here we go. Next one, easy again, easy, calculator business. Once the question doesn't say without using a calculator, because some of them will say that. But if it don't say that, you can go straight ahead and use your calculator. All right. All right, great. So Shireen will be with us shortly. All right, great. All right, even after we would have finished, you can go ahead and send the live link to someone else so they can also watch it afterwards. All right, it doesn't matter if your friends get to join us here right now, but also just spread the word that every Saturday night we'll be here at 7 p.m. and we will be doing whatever we can to ensure, say, look here, after working tons of questions, oh my, Rihanna needs to catch up to us too. She's a little behind. All right, we can take on the CXC paper without an issue. All right, 0.432 times 0.02. What do we get? Okay. Also, I know this is the internet, so if you are having challenges hearing me, let me know as well. All right. All right, so we have our numerator to be, okay, so I see that persons are giving the final answer. All right, no problem, because it did say using a calculator or otherwise, which means if you use a calculator and you write the final answer, you're still gonna get your marks. All right. So we have someone saying 0.36 in the chat, and so the working for that would be, or numerator would be 0.00864 divided by 0.024, and so that's what would have given us 0.36. So that is correct, Daniel. I think Stacy may have had a little typo there. All right. So and number 3, nice and easy too. All right. We haven't been asked to round off yet, but let's see what the future holds. All right. Nice. All right. So Rihanna had sent the entire working in the chat as well. All right. So I wanted to realize something. Last week we did fractions. This week we did decimals. It's because these things are going to come up in all the other topics that we're going to do after this. So we have to make sure we master these. All right. And tell me if I'm talking a little too fast. All right. So here we go. Our next question. So this one said evaluate without using a calculator. Evaluate without using a calculator. 10.02 times 0.14. All right, so we can do this one together. I'll have one of them where you do that by yourself, of course. All right, so we have 10.02 times 0.14. And I did say earlier that a strategy you could use is to just forget about the decimal places, the decimal points for a while. But in the back of your mind, you keep it saying, all right, I'm going to have in my answer 2 decimal places plus 2 decimal places, 4 decimal places. All right. So here we go. 4 times 2. That's going to give us 8. 4 times 0, 0. 4 times 0, 0. 4 ones, 4. Plus, placeholder, 1 times 2, 2, 0, 0, 1. All right. And so for our, still working out our numerator, we have 14028. All right. And we did say our answer should have 4 decimal places in it. All right. 4 decimal places in it. So we would end up with, sorry about that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 numbers behind the decimal point. All right. That would have been for our numerator. So this is 1.4028. All right. And we also have, for our denominator, 0. Right, Rihanna. Let me tell her to scroll to the end. Scroll to the end of the live. All right. If at any point you feel as if I'm taking long to see your answer, it means you might be a little, about 20 seconds behind us in the live. All right. So you can go ahead and just scroll to the end. All right. Yes. Good, good, good. So now for our denominator, we have 0.7 times 50.1. If we ignore the points, we would actually have 7 times 501. So we can go 501 times 7. 717, 0, 75, 35. And so, seeing that we had 1 decimal point here and another here, we know our answer should have 2 decimal points, 2 decimal places behind the point. All right. So 2 numbers behind the decimal point. If you got that, please tell me that you got that in the chat. All right. The part B says evaluate using a calculator. Oh, we're not done. All right. And so we have 35.07. All right. And if you have this to divide, then it means you go now. That's 3 to look handicap. That's a 3, guys. All right. And you want your denominator to actually be, you want your denominator to actually be a whole number. Now, I hope you'll agree with me that because you're pressed for time, I'm going to leave you to do this one as homework. All right. So finish up using the rules for division that we had said. As you can see, you will be reducing when you actually get your fraction. When you have finished making the denominator a whole number, you're gonna have to use up your factors now to reduce the fraction. Even then you do your division. I can tell you No, I won't tell you the answer. I can't tell you the answer, but it would defeat the purpose of telling you to work it and tell me next week. All right. So here we go. The next one is a calculator. Square root of 0.749. Easy. Go ahead. Square root of 0.749. All right. What is the square root of 0.749? All right. All right. And I know that persons are, probably writing at the same time. Yes. So ensure that we, sorry about that. All right. Share the love, share the love, share the love, share the love, share the love. Yes. Ensure that we share the live by we share the love by sharing the live. All right. What else do I want to tell you in the meantime while you calculate square root of 0.749? So you just go ahead and just punch it in the calculator. You don't try to be a, Einstein. All right. And while you are doing that, I'm going to put this on the screen. All right. I see the answer. So let me just put the, what the question was here. 0.749. So that persons can move on to the other question. All right. Square root of 0.749. And that is 0. All right. So one person wrote 0.865. One person wrote 0.8654. All right. And both are correct if you do this. This I want you to do. So for those who don't have a calculator, this is what they are seeing. 0.86544,786. All right. So this actually, once you are rounding off, you go ahead and say, all right, 0.8654 to 4 decimal places. Literally add that to the end of your answer. So the person who said 0.865, Nikki, you just go ahead and say 2 3 decimal places. All right, so just be clear. If it were to 2 decimal places, then it would have been 0.87. All right. Good job, good job, good job, guys. Good job, good job. All right. Go ahead and move to the other one. Nice and easy. What should I do first in this question? What should I do first? All right, good. So we have multiplication there. We also have stuff to work out in a bracket, and we'll work out all of that answer. We should divide by 0.7 times 0.14. And this one says without using a calculator. All right, so you have to tell me, what should I work out first? Good. So it's, well, Zachary wrote bed mass is the same thing other persons know as bod mass BOMDAS, PEMDAS, all kind of mass, all right? So the point is, we should know that we work out brackets first, all right, and I see it already. So here we go. 4 minus 2.95, 4 minus 2.95. We know we can go ahead and use zeros as our placeholders, and we should. Not literally, but yeah, we should. All right, so you're using your hand, your pencil to work out. So you would go ahead and subtract. All right, and we have 4, 3. This is literally 100 minus 95. For those persons who don't usually view it like this, 100 minus 95, that's 5. All right, if you take your time and say, yeah, all right, thank you, Zachary. All right, if you take your time and say 1 from 10 give you 9, blah, 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 still get the same answer. All right, so the question is now 0.28 times 1.05. All right, and this should be divided by, you go straight now and you say, all right, 0.7 times 0.14. We notice those are the numbers 14 and 7. 14 times 7 gives you 98. And judging based on our question here, what would be, let me check the chat while you work. All right, talk to me. 0.7 times 0.14. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, press for time. 0.098. Your answers will still come in even while you hear me. That's fine. Okay. All right, and then you would have used your multiplication rules for decimals, and you work on those numbers, and I can just tell you what you're gonna get. So it's gonna be 0.294 divided by 0.98. So I'm giving you this so that you can still check your answers when you go over and work these. So I'm providing you with the CSEC questions. You can Rennie finally reached, guys. I mean, finally. Rennie, we soon finish because it's 8 o'clock. We're ending tonight. All right. And we hope we reach the distress section because we have to eat before we leave here. All right. So yeah. And then you would have used the division rule again. You don't find that you get much of these type of questions these days. I mean, with so many decimal places on your CSEC exams most times. But yeah, especially back in the day, if you notice this says June 1985, and some of you will think you have it hard now, but ask the persons who did CSEC exams back then. All right. So anyway, yeah. So we'll take this one, and I'm definitely yes, 0.3. That's the final answer. Yes, Rihanna, you are indeed correct. All right. All right, go ahead and tell me what your answer is for this. All right, so your final answer that you get should be 3, guys. All right. Would have been 294 divided by 98. All right. For the one before. But yeah, we are supposed to round off this to the nearest whole number. Tell me what that answer would be. Round this off to the nearest whole number. All right. 64.498. All right, to the nearest whole number. No, when you're done writing your answer, you must have a whole number. There should be no decimal points. All right, so a whole number looks something like that. 1, 10, 463, 7,463. All right, so when you're done, there should be no numbers behind the decimal point when you're finished. So you're actually rounding off right this up. All right. Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing the answers. I'm seeing them. Hey, I'm trying to remember who uses this account. That's either Daisha or Roger. I think that's Daisha. All right. Yes, Shireen, 64 is correct. All right, correct, Rihanna. Yes, Nikki. All right. Yeah. So you're literally gonna just round off at the ones place for those who probably not catch what was done. Yeah. So and the number behind it is a 4. So you're not gonna add a 1 to 60 to the 4 here. So it's just gonna be 64. We won't do 3 significant figures. Tonight is not the night for significant figures. But the last thing I'm gonna ask you to do now is to round off to 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places. And I love this one. 2 decimal places. What will we get? Tum, tum, tum. We're rounding off the 2 decimal places. What do we get? What do? Samoni? Samoni, you just reach. Samoni. Samoni. Samoni, you just reach. What we must do with the Samoni? You just a land. All right. So guys, I know this is still pretty new to us. I know this is still pretty new to us, but yeah, don't forget our Saturday Night Live. All right. And as I said, just for this evening, we have to cut off at 8. Last week we did go past 8, even though that we had said that we would, it would be 1 hour. But yeah, so we definitely won't get through all our CSET questions, but this has given you, this show you said the CSET questions that come for decimals, you're not going to come for all that kill you off. All right. So yeah, once you know the rules, you're good. All right. And this is the last part. Oh, you reached long time. You just attack. All right. Time. Don't tell me what the answer. May I come there? All right. Yes, the whole number is 65. But me not see. I want to see what it would be to 2 decimal places. All right, so bear in mind, this would be 1 decimal place. This would be 2 decimal places. So that's where we actually want our last digit to be. So if you're rounding off at that 9, if you're rounding off at that 9, okay, good. I'm seeing the answers now. They're coming up together. All right, so this 8 is not 4 and below, it's 5 or more. So we go ahead and add 1 to that 9, and that would have given us 10, which means we're gonna keep that 0 here. And what you do now is just to add that 1 that you would carry, just like when you're doing regular addition. And this would now be 50. So 64.50. Anyways, we open up on a food because we only have 2 minutes and we only have 1 cupcake. Can't tell me when I eat, because me can't soon. Yes. Because we have 2 minutes and we use the last 2 minutes. Just eat. All right. So we know after our little relaxing session, we would have gone on to more questions because I actually have tons more for you. But because we have limited time tonight, that's pretty much just where we will stop. All right, so great job tonight, guys. All right, and you can always inbox, you can always message me for more questions. I can provide you with past paper questions. All right, I'll just leave that in the chat. Email Math with D Gordon for more questions. All right, and remember, even if you have a question that you need help with, you can send it to that email as well. And okay, Coyote will not tell us your mommy actually text me to tell me you eat already. Okay, you can't eat no. Oh yes, after a certain time. All right, so here we go. You can always email me for more questions. Nikki, now I'm not going to eat today, so Nikki actually I beg. Samoni, you ever have food? Me sure say you have food. All right, so yeah. SDG makes math easy. This is our Saturday Night Live. Babylon fight against we, and we never have enough time tonight. But I'll see you next Saturday. Share the link. Keep the buzz from in the week so that your friends know to log on at 7. Yep. I'll see y'all. All right, guys. Bye. When I can't say on the bye in the chat because I'm going to end up like, no. All right. Renique, every week I eat breathe. All right, guys. I'll see you. I'll see you next week.